Alright guys, good morning. This is one of the reasons why you might think about getting a greenhouse or creating a small greenhouse. It's about 40 degrees outside and it's a sunny day, but already it's almost 70 in here. So today I just want to kind of give you a look around and an update. It's the end of March and there's already a lot of things going on in here. So just to give you an idea, I planted some things, cool weather stuff, about 3 weeks ago. And you can see here we've got spinach already coming up. And spinach is a slow germinator. It takes about 14 to 21 days. And I was kind of giving up on it because it seems like it's been a while, but yet came out this morning and it has all sprouted and it's looking good. So I'm glad to see that. It'll take about a month to develop before we can pick any of it, and I am looking for more like a not full heads of spinach, so I've got it kind of planted more dense than it should be, but usually once it's all up I can get several meals out of it and keep picking and coming back and such. So aside from that, I also planted some lettuce, and we've got some radishes going, and we've even got some lemon balm that was overwintered. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about lettuce today. Perfect time of year for this, and one of your best cool weather crops that you can get some food right away in the season. This is two different types of lettuce, and both of them are considered winter crops. As you can see, they're both from Baker's Creek. So this one is kind of a specialty lettuce. It says that it does well for markets, but I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for something to eat. And then we've got another one. Oh, what did I do with it? Here it is. So this is a Landis winter lettuce. It's supposed to be very frost tolerant. So if you did plant it outside, it should do well as in here. Obviously we're not going to get any frost in here. So the Landis is a head lettuce, and you can see that I've got kind of multiple plants going in here. So there's actually two different plants. So what I would do is pick out the smaller one, kind of thin that out, and then when I transplant it, I'll be looking to focus in on just growing that one plant to its full size. So a lot of these still need to be thinned because there's multiple plants in here. And the reason there's multiple plants is because I put down multiple seeds, because you never know what's going to take and what's not. But this actually had a very good germination rate. So this one here is a very nice little head of lettuce already. Tiny, but it's going to grow up very well and be a nice head of lettuce. Aside from that, I've also got some pink beauty radishes going, and those came up. One of them is just now starting to sprout. Looks like I had 5 out of 6 there come on up. So these are started in trays, and they're going to get transplanted today. So we will get those going so that they can get into pots and become full heads of lettuce at some point. Otherwise, I did start this, and this is actually the same type. This is the Landis, the winter lettuce from Baker's Creek, and I did not intend for it to be individual heads. So this is one that I would call a cut and come again variety, because you can literally just come in here and cut off any and take a handful, and it will regrow. So you want to leave the root intact, and you want to leave about 2/3 of the individual plant intact. So you can kind of see there one plant, and then you can take part of it and the rest will keep growing. So, but here are those market varieties that I had planted about a week ago, so they're doing well. And then here are the pots that are ready for the transplant today. So I've kind of got some holes dug down in there, and I'll get those moved over and transplanted in just a little bit. Alright, so let's talk about this Landis winter lettuce. So you can see this is actually 2 plants, and I can just pull one out, but I'm going to let it go for now. But it has got quite a root system on it already, so I'm kind of expecting big things from this plant. Nice and healthy, providing with some good heads of lettuce. So we'll just drop that in the hole right there. Try and knock off a little bit of that dirt. It's kind of moist, so once it dries up later I can come back and do that. But this Landis lettuce is a variety that is Pennsylvania Dutch. It's a winter lettuce, so it's already spring, but it's still cool enough. I think it's going to do well, at least for the next month or 2 in here. So it sprouts within 7 to 10 days, so it's a pretty quick lettuce. And it's going to need about 45 days total. So when you do plant these, you're going to go with 1/8 of an inch deep for the seed. They're very tiny seeds, and when you have tiny seeds, that means less depth for the plant itself. So there's another one. Does it need full sun? No, it doesn't. It only needs about 4 to 8 hours a day. And I guess 8 hours would be considered full sun. But the reality of it is it doesn't need that much. So this would also be another good variety if you're going to do in the shade. So if you have a shade garden, you could probably extend the life of your lettuce and have it going maybe into June, depending on the temperature that you have. So maybe July if it's really shady and really cool. There's another one with a very good root system. It's a good size plant already, so we'll just drop that one in there and then kind of snug up the dirt around it. And this dirt, I went ahead and watered it this morning, so it's pre-moistened. And is it really just dirt? No, it's potting soil and it's been fertilized. I do use rabbit manure as fertilizer. So what I do is I take out all the dirt in the spring, and then I layer the bottom half of the pot with straw and rabbit manure mixed, and then I top it off with potting soil so that it can draw on the nutrients in the soil. So I got a couple more pots. Alright, there's pot number 3. So as I was saying, it's really not a bad way to go. Doesn't take much time at all to get these little guys going. I started them all in seed trays, and now they're off and running. So it'd be just a matter of weeks or a month or so before I can start harvesting full heads of lettuce. So then we've got, of course, those radishes that are looking pretty good too. So, but let me show you where I start the seeds at, so that you can see what else is going on in here. We've got a grow light system that's rigged up, and I'll probably do a separate video on that so I can give you more details. But I try to come out at about 7 o'clock in the morning and turn the grow lights on so that they can get going. Radishes in the front, and then multiple lettuces through the back. And now what I can do is succession plant them wherever I'd like to have them, and keep my lettuce growing for weeks to months into July. So we also have a couple of bigger pots, which is perfectly fine under the grow lights. And these ones I just started from seed, but they haven't started doing anything as of yet. So, all right. So what else is going on in the greenhouse? I need to tidy up in here because it's kind of confining. But we have some kale going, and those are definitely too close together. So what I would come and do is to pick out ones that I don't want. And basically, I think I'd probably get it to where there's only going to be about 3 plants in here, because that's all this size is going to be able to handle. And really 3 plants might be too much for it as well. But I'm going to try because I want to maximize the food production. I'll give these actually a little bit longer to grow, so that way when I do pull them and thin them, I can at least give them to the rabbits if I don't want them myself. So other than that, the strawberries are still hanging in there, doing really well. And I think for inside, that's all we've got going right now. So we're starting out with those cool weather crops: lettuce, radish, spinach, and kale. Moving on outside, I just want to show you that it is warm enough that the herbs overwintered really well. There's catnip, lemon balm, and St. John's wort, so those will be growing in nicely. This area this week is going to have a full makeover, so I'll keep you posted and get you something video on that later this week. Otherwise, we've got the green onions coming back up, so they're overwintered well. I've planted some peas in here, but nothing going on yet. Some lemon balm and mint that overwintered. Thyme, looking like it's coming back. More lemon balm. Why so much lemon balm? Well, number one, it keeps away mosquitoes. So those plants that I have inside, I can move outside and move onto the deck. Number two, the rabbits love it. Number three, it's just super easy to grow. And actually, I could probably use it to flavor my tea. So that would be alright too. A couple other plants. I did plant some radishes in here, but they haven't popped up yet. Moving on down, I thought was kind of exciting. Sage coming back, but even more exciting is the cilantro that's already popping up. So that'll make for some good salsa. Alright, so that is what is going on right now. Like I said, it's the end of March. We're into the cool weather plants, making salad, growing lettuce, spinach, radish, kale. We'll be starting some new stuff later this week too, so I'll show you that, and we'll talk about some more things that you could be growing at this time of year. And since the weather's finally really breaking, we'll be getting out here and doing a lot of cleanup and making things look nicer. So you can see we've got oak trees, and that is rather limiting. We got a lot of leaf cleanup to do, but right now we've got good sun, so this is some of the best time to be out here working in the greenhouse and growing things. All right, that's it for now, guys. Have a good day.